What's your name?
Is this graffiti? How is that graffiti?
Because you're defacing property. We're not gonna play
chalk.
this game. I don't care. You still can't do it. That's why I'm stopping you. What's your first name?
Well, wait. If it's sidewalk chalk, it goes away with the
I'm
next.
sorry. It's still graffiti though. You're still defacing property. So what's your first name? Do you have ID on you? I just want to know your name.
Why?
Because you just broke the law, and you need to tell me because you are detained right now. You're not free to go.
I broke the law.
Yes. You
with
did.
sidewalk chalk.
What is your first name?
If I broke the law with sidewalk chalk, then that means that you should pull over every time you see a little girl who did the lines for the hopscotch. Am I right?
What is your first name?
This is probably one of the kindest, maybe even most hilarious ID refusals that I have personally ever seen. This is a channel called Cops, Horns, Sirens. This is an encounter with a Concord police officer who threatened to arrest this girl for writing a message on the sidewalk with chalk. So he's threatening her with jail for sidewalk chalk.
Female. What's your name?
Is this graffiti?
Yeah, it is. What's your name?
Is that right?
Huh?
How is that graffiti?
Because you're defacing property.
Who even said I did that?
I literally saw you doing it. And
Yeah, I did do it.
Okay.
I did do it.
We're not going to play this game. I don't care. You still can't do it. That's why I'm stopping you. I'm not going to get you in trouble for it. Don't be lying. What's your first name?
Well, wait. If it's sidewalk chalk, it goes away with the next.
I'm sorry. It's still graffiti though. You're still defacing property. So what's your first name?
How is that? I
We're
don't
not going to argue with this.
understand.
What's your first name? Do you have ID on you?
I don't have valid identification.
I don't care if you have that. I just want to know your name.
Why?
Because you just broke the law, and you need to tell me because you are detained right now. You're not free to go.
I broke the law.
Yes. You
with
did.
sidewalk chalk.
What is your first name?
If I broke the law with sidewalk chalk, then that means that you should pull over every time you see a little girl who did the lines for the hopscotch. Am I right?
What is your first name?
Am I right?
What is your first name?
Otherwise, then because you can't just
What is your first
say
name?
that you're gonna
What is your
charge
first name?
certain people and then not other people, right?
That's great. What's your first
If a
name?
little girl had sidewalk chalk right here and was doing hopscotch, you would have the lights on her in the spotlight, and you would be harassing her.
What is your first name?
Because you're not allowed to do that. If you're not going to do it to little girls playing hopscotch, you're not allowed to do it for anything.
What is your first name?
Right?
What is your first name?
Because it literally will go. It's not like nobody's got to bust out a paint bucket, right?
That's great. What is your first name?
Literally I have water in my backpack right here.
What is your first
I could rinse-a-roo it right now as if it never happened.
What is your first?
As of today, I am adding rinse-a-roo to my terminology. She can rinse-a-roo it and it'll be gone.
Sorry, your light's aggressive, man. That is an aggressive light. You've already got the other one.
What's your first name?
Sorry, sir. I appreciate you, though. I'm not trying to be unkind.
Alright, that's great, but you just need to tell me your name though, because you're legally detained, so you need to tell me your name.
Well, I don't have valid identification.
That's fine. I don't need CID.
invalid.
I just want to know your first name, your last name, and your birthday.
I don't have my ID.
That's great. I don't need to see your ID. I just want to know your first name, and your last name, and your birthday.
I'm sorry, sir. What's your name?
Officer Schneider.
Officer Schneider?
Yep.
What's your badge number?
613.
613. I appreciate you. Yeah. Sidewalk chalk, huh? That's vandalism.
What is your first name?
That's what you're saying. That's vandalism with sidewalk chalk?
Let me explain how this is going to go, okay? You are legally detained, all right? So you need to provide me your first name, your last name, and your birthday if I wish to know it, which I am asking to know it. If you don't provide me that information, you will go to jail. Do you understand that?
This is how badly they want your ID. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs about sidewalk chalk because it's temporary, but I did look up a couple things about this, and apparently there's this court case called McKinney versus Nelson. The Ninth Circuit said that sidewalk chalk did not violate the law, but California has since amended that law to add the, quote, deface with graffiti language. And this person says they haven't seen any chalk cases since then, but another one in Nichols from the 2nd District dealt with someone who used a marker on a window. He argued that it could be easily erased, but the court said it was still vandalism. So I'm not sure what Concord this is, with this Concord police, but it seems to be a good argument to say, okay, if you're going to threaten me with jail for using sidewalk chalk on a public sidewalk, then are you also going to threaten to arrest kids who draw hopscotch patterns on sidewalks with sidewalk chalk? Now, I can understand if somebody's using sidewalk chalk on somebody's private property, but shouldn't you be allowed to do it on a public sidewalk where the next rain or, whatever, just given the course of time, it'll eventually leave the sidewalk? But then you got to ask, well, do you want everybody out on a public sidewalk writing whatever they want, whenever they want on the sidewalk? Those are questions that people can debate, but is it an action worthy of threatening somebody with a dungeon, threatening them with torture cuffs, throwing them in the back of the cop car, kidnapping them, fingerprinting them, throwing into a dungeon where they're going to encounter other people who actually committed crimes, possibly putting their lives in jeopardy? Is that the level that we're at right here?
I don't want to do any of that.
Okay, that's great. I just want to know your first name, last name. Make sure you're not America's Most Wanted, and I'll let you leave.
I'm definitely not. I'm good people. I have a good heart. I promise
great.
you.
That's good. But people lie to me all the time.
You seem cool too.
Thank you.
I do.
See, people lie to me all the time. If I just know your first name, last name, make sure
people lie to me all the time, and I lie to other people. Now, if I lie to you, well, that's policy. If you lie to me, that's a felony.
America's Most Wanted, I'll get you out of here.
I promise
you're
I'm
not in trouble at all, right?
I promise
I don't care.
I'm not.
Right?
I'm not America's Most Wanted.
Okay, well, I just need to know your first name, last name, and date of birth.
But I don't want a contract with you.
Huh?
I don't want a contract or nothing. Yeah.
How's your contract?
Well, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to get involved in all that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your first name?
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
You're not gonna provide me your name.
I'm not doing it. I'm not America's Most Wanted.
Okay, well, I don't believe you. Okay, I don't know that. I don't know you. I've never met you before.
People think that about me. I feel like people make many judgments, and like everybody before they meet me, they say, "I think I got that resting bitch face," and then they get to know me, and they're like, "Oh, actually, you're like really cool." You know what I mean? Like, I think I have like guilty on my forehead or something.
Okay.
I don't know. It's crazy. Oh, sorry, you're blocking it. Oh no, they got it.
So your first name? I would literally get you out of here so quick if you just tell me your name.
Oh.
I'm trying to work with you so you don't have to go to jail tonight.
I don't want to go to jail. No,
okay,
sir.
then what's your first name and your last name and your birthday?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
So you'd rather go to jail than provide me your first name and last name?
I don't want to do none of it. Her.
I love how she successfully sidetracks the cop right here.
You knew it was going to be this windy tonight? It's crazy windy.
I didn't know. That's why I wore short sleeves. I'm a little cold.
There was a tree over there that I swear it made like a huge cracking noise. I thought it was going to fall on me. Yeah.
A couple trees have already fallen tonight.
Really? Well, I believe it. I thought it was going to fall on me. Anyway, it didn't.
Oh, that's good.
Thankfully. Yeah.
So your first name?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
I really don't want to take you to jail.
I
really
appreciate you, and I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to. No, thank you. And no, thank you. To all of the above.
She's being so nice.
But I do appreciate you.
She's being so nice and kindly denying the ID request. I love this. And yeah, it's true. California, you can steal, I don't know if this is in California, but in places in the country, you can steal $950 worth of merchandise. You can crap on the floor. You can do drugs and throw your needles out into the streets. Nothing happens to you. And this girl right here is going to get the hammer because she drew something on a public sidewalk with sidewalk chalk.
I'm not trying to be unkind.
No, you're being very nice.
Okay.
I don't understand your logic or reasoning here, or just not giving me your name.
Most people don't, I'm different. I'll tell you that for sure. Oof. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad or a good thing. I think most of the time it's good, actually. No, I decided that already. For sure. Yeah. Can't quit being me. It's rough.
So what were you writing here? So you already admitted to me that you did it, so what were you writing?
You already saw me do it.
I know, yeah. What's CV-19?
I got caught chalk-handed.
Oh, wow. What's CV-19 mean? Is it COVID-19?
Isn't it? I think so.
I don't know.
It's got 12 names, that's why.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to take you to jail.
I don't want to go to jail.
Can you just please tell me your name?
It doesn't sound like
you
fun.
have a warrant for your arrest? Are you
I
on
definitely
probation
don't.
or parole?
I don't.
Dude, why don't you just tell me? You literally get you out of here in 30 seconds. Just tell me your name.
You know what the cop could have done? I mean, they act like they have no options, that they can exercise no discretion, except if it's a fellow police officer, they just pull it over doing 120 miles an hour down a 35 mile an hour street. They'll exercise discretion and they'll let him go, even though he's inebriated 3 times the legal limit. But what he could have done was, hey, I saw you write the thing with the sidewalk chalk. I'm supposed to give you a ticket. I don't want to do that. Can you just do me a favor and rinse this stuff off? Just clean it up and I'll just go about my way. He could have done that, or he could have just left the sidewalk chalk and wait till the next rain and let it disappear. There are options he could have exercised. It's just that this option that he exercises is threatening her with a cage, threatening her with kidnapping, threatening to put her in a place where she's going to be in a bad situation, a vulnerable situation, and in contact with other criminals. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
I want to do that.
Did you understand you'll be in the jail for the weekend?
I don't want to be that in there either.
You're like a sovereign citizen or something?
Oh, I knew. I heard that you got to do the test too.
What test?
If you go to jail.
Some people.
Oof. Do you see how far it goes in there?
I did.
She's referring to the, and you probably already know it, she's referring to the Convids 1984 by George Orwell swab test.
Oh my gosh.
It looks fucking painful.
It does. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh, this is rough. And it's a 3 thing, huh? Because I hear it's not just one nostril. I would think it would just be one nostril. They would just, totally sodomize. But
do me a favor, stay right there.
Stay right here.
You got everything. Got caught chalk-handed. I can just rinse it off real quick. And nasal sodomy from the swab. That's just great.
Okay. I'm staying right here.
Hey, sit on that curb.
Sitting on the curb on the wall. Here I am.
He had called for backup, so a female officer arrives on the scene. They've got her sitting right here on the curb on the side of the sidewalk. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward this because nothing happens. As a matter of fact, I think it just ends like that. What she says in the bottom of this right here is that she didn't get arrested and ended up not turning over her ID. So she stuck to her guns. It was a successful ID refusal, and she didn't go to jail. In other words, the cop didn't make good on his promise. If you don't give me an ID, you're going to be in jail over the weekend. Don't you understand? This cop doesn't have anything better to do. There are no other crimes being committed in his city. There's no theft. There's no murder. There's no rape. There's no, things going on that need to be dealt with, and with a strong hand, with a truly strong hand, in a righteous way. Really? Come on, officer. She says, during this encounter, I never gave my ID and I did not go to jail. Now, I reached out to her to ask her what exactly was the message that she was writing on the side. I haven't heard back from her, and asked her if there was any kind of fallout with this. She says, they did tell me to wash the chalk off, and I did, dang it, only because I didn't learn until later through my own research and investigating while preparing for court that sidewalk chalk falls under free speech. Not in every case. It is considered political speech and is totally not vandalism or illegal. I think it depends on the state that you're in. If you know anything about this, let me know. If you enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel. This is Cops, Horns, Sirens channel. So if you want to go over to her channel and on this video and let her know how you think she did standing up for her rights and her right to be secure in her person by not giving the addict tyrant her identification. Let her know how she did. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, the links are in the description. But the most important thing that you can possibly do is exercise your rights. Know your rights and exercise your rights. If you think that you're going to be ignorant and free, you desire what never was and what never shall be. I will see you in the next video.